Hey there, speculators. It's Rod, Futures on Fire. Welcome back to the Futures on Fire channel here on YouTube, part of TDG, the Traders Dev Group, where we provide education and trading strategies and systems for active futures traders and self-directed investors. Hey, what am I doing? A video. I decided to get out of the hot tub because I saw this alert come up on my phone. I'm like, I need to comment on this because I immediately, what do? I got no dog in the hunt. Some people don't like that metaphor, but anyway, Tesla stock jumps on carmakers addition to the S&P 500. According to this article here, which my face is obstructing, you can see it's going to be one of the 10 largest company once it's added in on Monday, December 21st, and it was snubbed back in September. Remember, right around the time that Tesla was was splitting. But why did I decide to come in here and make a video on this, on Tesla, when we don't really trade options or talk about them a whole lot here at Futures on Fire? Because in addition now to being in the Nasdaq 100, Tesla is going to be in the S&P 500. And what does that mean for you or for a lot of traders? Well, here's the deal. Okay, for most people, it doesn't mean a whole lot. These are exciting stocks: Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft. But especially things like Tesla and Apple, even post-split, and of course still Amazon and Google. As I mention all the time here on the channel, these are very, very expensive stocks. They're difficult to play or trade directionally no matter what your account size is, and for many, many people, they're just extreme, out of reach. But you say, Rod, there's fractional shares. Okay, come on, let's be serious. Fractional shares, that's not what most of us are going to look to be doing. So the smallest unit you can actually trade, by the way, let's take a look real quick at Tesla. It is up about 55 bucks, $13. And here's the outcome that happens for people that are even able to trade it, right? One of three different potential scenarios. Most people are not involved at all, right? They follow along. SpaceX launched the other day. They like the product, they like the EV space, they like Elon Musk, whatever the case may be. It's a fascinating story to follow, but most people want to understand how to trade better, find price patterns, and just get better at trading. And so often they are pulled to, in my opinion, the kind of the wrong instruments. So anyway, this sucker is up $50, about 15%. And there are going to be some people that are on the wrong side of this, right? They might be short upside call spreads that have gone blown right through. God forbid they're still short this stock. I think most of the shorts have been taken out of it. But the bottom line is just these things are just difficult to play. I've been trading professionally for 11 years. I've been involved in the markets for about 25. And while there are definitely cases like my buddy who instantly sent me this right here, okay, he was holding the 410. He was going to add, he's going to make $5 grand, $6 grand tomorrow, which is phenomenal. Okay, this is his play money account. And I have a lot of friends and other fellow traders that, of course, do this just kind of with small money. And don't get me wrong, there are absolutely traders out there that can handle these sort of bigger dollar priced stocks. But for the vast majority of traders, if they're involved in this kind of stuff, they're sort of just over levered. All right, so what is the point I'm getting at here, which is that for the most part, I would say the vast majority of the market, even active traders, just not involved in this. They don't benefit from it. They don't get hurt by it. They're just not involved. If you're trying, you're trying to trade it directionally or with spreads or strangles or straddles or anything like that, maybe you can throw out a few contracts, up to 10 contracts or something, but it's just not easy. Okay, but what I wanted to point out is just an example of why, as I often talk about on this channel, that the stock index futures, and especially the things like the micros, are an excellent alternative in a way that you can actually participate in pops like this, okay? No one knew this was going to happen. Well, somebody knew it was going to happen. They marked up the Nasdaq and a bunch of other things right into the close. Maybe not Tesla as much. But here's the Nasdaq futures. I'm going to click over on this. This is the MNQ. And the moment I saw this, it popped right up to do a print around 1290. You can see it was 1293 was the high. And right now is the time I'm making this video. We're already in about 50 points from there. Now, on a full Nasdaq contract, $20 a point, that is about $1,000. Okay, it would only be $100 if you were just caught the absolute high on that micro. But I almost did. I sold 12,088s almost immediately, and just before making this video, I covered right here at the POC at 12,043. Now, how did I know that that the Nasdaq would come back in? I had no idea. But this reaction happens, and it's going to stall out here again. This is not earnings or there's a little bit of nuance here to where you begin to understand how news events affecting certain stocks that are big enough to actually move indices or create a sentiment around indices. You get a good sense for how you can actually play those or fade those moves. So over here, as you can see, it still shows that the Nasdaq is up about 40 points from where it closed, but at one point it was up 100. And as you can see, here, this has only come in about $6 or $7, and for now, the aftermarket trading in Tesla is essentially closed. But guess what? Over here, we're going to be able to trade this MNQ all night because they're open 23 hours a day. So that's just the story for tonight. Is just another example of how it can be pretty darn tricky. Most people aren't participating anyway. If you are, you always seem to be on the wrong side of these big moves. They seemingly come out of nowhere. I don't follow this very closely, but I don't think the market was really anticipating that the S&P committee was just going to revisit this soon. Again, I could be wrong on that. I haven't really done my research. Maybe this was somewhat expected. The options all over, up and down with a stock like Tesla are always pretty juiced up. But seemingly a lot of the time this information sort of comes out of nowhere and you have no opportunity to really do anything in the actual stock until actually tomorrow, but you can in the corresponding futures markets. All right, so that's the story for tonight. Just wanted to touch on two other things really quickly. First of all, if you're digging this content, you're newer here to the channel, or you came over because of whatever headline I'm going to write for this, I don't know, did you get any Musk bucks or something like that? I don't know. I need to start creating some headlines that bring some newer people over to our 615 subs strong Futures on Fire channel so we can begin to grow this, get more people aware of the fact that even if you don't think you can trade these big, expensive Nasdaq stocks, which you really can't, they're pretty difficult to get any sort of exposure to, you can trade them up in the micro Nasdaq futures contract. So here we go. Anyway, hit the, if you're newer here to the channel, I lost my train of thought talking so fast here. Just hit that little like button and subscribe to the channel if you're digging this content. Turn on the notifications so that you'll be alerted next time that we are broadcasting here. And then finally, always love to hear comments, good, better, and different. So let us know what you think. And if you are drawn to what we're talking about here, which is being able to get exposure to aftermarket moves in big stocks like Tesla by virtue of having a futures account. So just two other things I wanted to mention really quickly. The first is there's a Chips for Charity event coming up on Saturday, November 21st. That's this Saturday. I'll be participating in it. The minimum donation, I think, is only $100. If you're able, it's a great cause. They're going to be donating, I think, all the proceeds to Wall Street Bound. It'll be all online, and a lot of traders like to also play poker, myself included. I've played poker for probably as long as I've traded, if not longer. I think I started playing poker even before I joined Merrill Lynch in the early 90s, dating myself. Anyhow, you can go to chipsforcharity.stocktwits.com. I'll put a link to it in the description below if you want to find out about that. And then also another reason to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like the video, and leave a comment if you'd like, is something really cool coming up. Tradovate's a broker that I work with, one that I recommend very often, especially for demo trading and learning the futures markets. It's a low-cost, easy way to get access to futures data and to learn how to trade futures. They've come out with something called the Tradovate Challenge, which is going to be super cool. We're going to be doing it at TDG and Futures on Fire, where we're going to create future simulation challenges, leaderboards. I'll be out there with you showing that maybe I got a few skills, but really the best thing to do when you're in the business of trying to help people get better at a particular skill is when the student surpasses the master. So anyhow, Tradovate Challenge coming soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can find out more about it. Also, check all the descriptions below if you are interested in other ways you can find out more about TDG and Futures on Fire and how you can get involved. We have all kinds of things that are free, our free Telegram channel, and you can try out our trade room for like 10 days for about $10. Anyhow, that's going to be it for tonight. Tesla jumping on news. They're being added to the S&P 500, and I was fortunate to bank about $680 shorting a Nasdaq contract right on that news. I literally popped out of the jacuzzi, the hot tub, just to do it on my mobile phone. Had to dry my hands off to get that trade in there. No way I could have capitalized on that at all in Tesla itself unless I already had that position on. All right, we'll leave it there for tonight. Again, my name is Rod with TDG and Futures on Fire, reminding you to stay green and trade like you mean it. We'll see you at the next video. Thanks.